Hi everybody, I'm Mike Garska with Success Tool Chest and FindAMentor.com. Welcome to Help Me Communicate for April 11th, 2018, where we help you become a better communicator. This week, I'm going to talk about turning consistent, healthy communications into your advantage, to give you that advantage to help you win friends and influence people in any area of life. What does consistency mean in effective communications, and how does it benefit you? Well, if you go to the dentist once or twice a year for cleaning, but you never brush your teeth, then your teeth will rot. Communications is similar. If you go, is similar to health hygiene. If you go to a seminar once or twice about how to communicate effectively, or you go a few times even, but you don't consistently practice daily healthy communications habits, your relationships will begin to suffer. And it's a very, very important to be consistent with healthy communications techniques. It takes consistent, habitual, healthy communications habits to keep work and personal relationships both functional and vibrant. What does healthy and consistent communications practice look like? Well, I think back to one person that I worked with a client who was actually a very strong leader. But one of his weaknesses, and his people complained about that, is they'd say good morning to him. And he wouldn't respond. He was kind of, a quiet, little bit, grumpy, intense person in the mornings, and he rarely said good morning to people. Now, we talked to him about this a few times, and after working at it, and he had to work at it. Now, this man was a good communicator. He had a strong team. He did very well for the company in leading his team to successful project completions. But when he went to that next level, and in just this one little thing of acknowledging people and saying good morning to them in the morning, and acknowledging that they were there, just saying that made a big difference with his team members. They felt more appreciated. And this person went on to win different awards in his field of profession, in his field. So I'm going to give you 5 things today that you can do to make sure that you can incorporate into your healthy daily communications habits to make you a good, consistent communicator, so that either if you're a leader at work, or you want to be a leader at work, taking that communications habits to the next level, raising the bar, will help you shine above your competitors, above other teams within your company. It'll also, on a personal note, help you really solidify those relationships with your friends and your family. So there's 5 things I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a quick list, and then I'll go into the details of each. The first one is to acknowledge other people. Like I mentioned in the previous story, say good morning. Acknowledge people as soon as you run into them. Number 2 is to listen effectively and consistently. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Number 3, 3 and 4 actually go together here, but 3 is to get a good understanding of what the other person's interpretations are of the situation at hand. 4 is to get good at being aware of what the facts of the situation at hand is, or at least your understanding of those facts. Get consistent at good at being aware and stating facts, not just opinions. And number 5 is that when things are tense, or there's potential for conflict, or there's a little bit of conflict, or there's a real sensitive situation, go to the next level. Go the other mile and resolve the situation. Get clear and move on. Clear the air. Take that communications to the next level. So let's start with a little bit more explanation about acknowledging other people. Acknowledge other people. Say good morning. Say hello. Greet them. And do it with genuine interest. Ask questions about other people. When people ask you about what interests you, how do you feel? Well, you feel like you matter. You feel more engaged. I know that I do. And I know that I'm in the habit of asking people about them. How's your day? How was things yesterday? Or what interests you? Just ask about other people. And when people are asked about themselves, they feel more important. And what I notice is my habit of asking other people about them before sharing anything about me engages other people. There's been times when all I've done is ask a couple of questions about another person, and they've talked forever. And they've gone to another person and said, "Oh, Mike's just the nicest guy. Couldn't believe how nice a guy Mike was." Well, I hardly said 3 or 4 words. That person really hardly knew me. What I did was listen to them, and I asked about them. And they felt like they mattered to me. And so when somebody feels like they matter to another person, they think that the other person is a nice guy, and they're more engaged. In a work environment, they'll work harder for you. On a personal environment, they'll feel closer to you as a friend. So acknowledge other people. Show that you care. Do you like it when people show that they care about you? Of course you do. If it's silence, break the ice with inquiry and find out about other people. Now, there's been the odd time where the other person says, "You ask way too many questions," but that is very, very rare. Some people are very private. They don't want to share things. And as you get really good at communicating and following the different habits that I promote in these weekly things, you'll be able to, your intuition will kick in, and you'll notice when other people are more private and they don't want to be asked a lot of questions about themselves. On to number 2, listen effectively, listen attentively, listen consistently. In our contact communications program, we talk about active listening, snapping on. Stop doing other things. Stop looking at the computer. Stop looking at the phone. Snap on. Get a soft gaze. Keep your body language open, but listen attentively. The odd nod. Pay attention to what the other person's saying. Have you been in a situation where somebody's asked you, "Oh, I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?" And they were looking right at you. It's because they were off in another world. And I've done that myself. I'm an intense person, and there'll be times I'll be got things on my mind, and I'm thinking and I'm looking at the person, but I'm not hearing what they're saying. And I have to step back in and make sure that I'm paying attention, giving the person the attention that they deserve when they are talking. When you think that the other person's not listening to you, they're looking away, they're paying attention to other people, how do you feel inside? You feel like you don't matter. You feel like the other person doesn't care. It's important that when we're listening to other people that we snap on and pay attention. Turn off the internal chatter. Listen to what they're saying. And then go to that next level of reflective listening. Make sure, number 3, is to make sure you get a good understanding of what the other person's interpretations of the situation at hand is. Stephen Covey, in his 7 habits of highly successful people, one of the habits is to seek first to understand, then to be understood. So take the time to find out what the other person's thoughts, feelings, intentions, and what they witnessed about the particular situation. Sometimes 2 people will hear the same statement and get 2 completely different interpretations of what that statement means. Take the time to understand what the other person's interpretations are. As humans, when we're interacting with other people, and you'll hear me talk about this in every one of these weekly videos, we go through a human interaction process. It's the hip. First, one of our 5 physical senses kicks in. When we're communicating, we're either witnessing, we're seeing something, or we're hearing something. Find out what the other person heard. What words did they hear? Find out what they saw, what they witnessed. Take the time to understand that. And know that even though you may have seen the same thing or heard the same words, your interpretations could be much different. So take the time to understand what their interpretations are. Take the time to find out what their thoughts are around what they witnessed, what they heard, and what they saw. Take the time to find out how that person feels about what they witnessed, what they heard or saw. And take the time to find out what their intention is in this situation. As humans, we always have an intention. We sense, we think, we feel, we intend, and then our action happens. And what I want your actions to be is to take the time to to follow up on that intention to find out what's going on for the other person. That intention to seek to understand. Focus on that and do that. Seek to understand and demonstrate that. Find out what they witnessed, how they thought, what they felt, and what their intention is. And their actions will adjust to a more effective communications pattern just from your inquiry. And your actions will be more healthy when you're inquiring about what's going on in their human interaction process. So seek first to understand, then to be understood. And when you want to be understood, the fourth step, and like I say, 3 and 4 kind of go together here, and sometimes 4 goes before 3 and 3 comes before 4. It really depends on the situation at hand. As you get really good at communicating in tough situations, you'll know intuitively whether to express first or to inquire first. And there are times where we want to express first before we inquire. In this situation, in general, we want to inquire first and then we want to express. So get good at being aware of and expressing the facts as you understand them. What words did you just see or just hear? What actions did you see? Describe those facts and stay to the facts without the opinions. Now, eventually we get into sharing our thoughts, which are our opinions about the situation at hand. We share our feelings, how we felt about the situation at hand, and we share our intention about what the situation is at hand. And our action becomes to share the facts of what we witnessed, what we heard, the words we heard, the actions we saw. We share our thoughts around that. And we be truthful and authentic. People like people that are authentic and truthful. We share how we felt about it and what our intentions are around the situation at hand. That is effective communications habits. Okay? And remember, I'm going to go back into the seeking to understand and listening and all that kind of stuff. Share a quick story. There was a time in my life where I've always been a really good communicator. With one of my sons, I was an adult son, he said to me, well, it was 3-4 years ago, he said to me, we were having a conversation about one of his situations. And he said, Dad, listen to me, you don't listen to me. And my wife happened to be present at the time. I look at her and she says, yeah, he's right. Often you don't listen to him. So in a situation where I feel like my love is secure, some of these communication habits go out the window. So what I did to correct that, because I'm a good communicator in a work environment, and my skills are sharply honed, and I tune into that and make sure that I do it right. But when we're in a real safe situation, sometimes those good habits go out the window, or we have such a need to influence the other person that we forget about the good communications techniques. So what I did in that situation, I said to my son, just, if I do that again, tell me. Don't let me interrupt. Stop me from interrupting and tell me to listen, and I'll remember this conversation. And he did that 2 or 3 times, and I've become a much better listener. So take the opportunity to get some feedback on what your communications techniques are. Listen to that feedback and adjust your communications habits accordingly. The 5th thing that I'm going to get onto here is when things are tense, when there's a little bit of conflict going on, or when the situation is very sensitive, take the time to resolve the situation and to get it clear and to clear the air. Take communication to the next level. The number 1 rule of success in any walk of life is to go the extra mile. Do more than what is expected of you when it comes to communications. And things are sensitive or conflictual or tense. Going the extra mile means taking the time to resolve this situation. Now, when you become a really good communicator, sometimes this resolution happens in minutes. 5-10 minutes, you can resolve almost any issue. When things are tense and people need to be guided, I've been in mediation situations. I've been brought in by clients to help mediate sensitive situations with a couple of coworkers. There's been times it takes 2 to 4 hours to get resolved to a conflict. Go that extra mile. Don't quit until you get that resolve. And if you're not sure how to get resolved, take more communications courses and practice what you learn in those communications courses. We offer a online communications program where you also get full access to me called the Contact Communications and Masterminding Program. That's at successtoolchest.com. It's only $200. Take that program, get access to me, run your difficult conversations past me, and you will learn which habits you need to change and which ones you are good at already. And you can make those adjustments and become that next level communicator. And you can raise the bar in your personal life and in your work life. And when you raise the bar, you move into leadership roles, and your team, when you're communicating effectively, will perform better than your competitors' teams. So let's review. When you do these 5 things, you're going to gain an advantage over competitors. You will be able to win friends and influence people better than most people. Many people don't inquire and reel people in. You can do that consistently. Take the time to acknowledge other people, greet them, find out about them, inquire about them. Many people, when they inquire, they don't show interest. They talk about themselves. You can show interest in others consistently by acknowledging them and inquiring about them. Many people listen half-heartedly. You can listen actively and attentively and reflectively listen. Reflectively listening is about understanding the other people, clarifying your situations. But take the situation at hand and clarifying your understanding of their understanding of the situation. Actively and reflectively listen. Don't do it half-heartedly. When you demonstrate that you're a good listener, people will engage with you. They will follow you as a leader. Take the time to be a great listener. Make sure you take the time to understand before you expect to be understood. Do it consistently, and you will rise above the people competing against you. When people perceive you as a really good communicator, they want to work harder for you. And they will work harder for you than they will for their competitors. You will attract better people when you're a really good communicator. Many people aren't good at expressing facts. They share all their opinions and they don't state the facts, or they have inaccurate facts. Make sure when you're sharing that your facts are accurate and clear and truthful. Make sure that you're prepared. When you're communicating with somebody that comes across as unprepared, especially if they're in a leadership role, what are your thoughts? Your thoughts are your respect for the other person goes down. Your thoughts are, this guy doesn't have it together. Why do I want to follow him? Make sure you get your facts straight. Get good at expressing those truthful facts, and get good at sharing your opinions about those facts, your feelings about those facts, and your intentions around those facts. And number 5, take the time to resolve conflict. Take the Contact Communications program so you have a 7-step framework for resolving conflict. When people see you have an ability to move through sensitive issues, stressful situations, and get to a point where the air is cleared and people feel comfortable, they will follow you and they will work harder for you. Your friends will like you more, and you will have more friends if you are perceived as somebody that can sail through conflict and stressful situations. Go that extra mile. It's the number 1 rule of success. Do it in your communicating. Make your communications habits healthy every day. Be consistent, and your relationships will flourish, and they will be vibrant. Acknowledge other people, listen effectively, consistently, get good at understanding others, get good at expressing the facts, and when things are tense, go the other mile. That's your 5 tips for being a good communicator. For adopting, if you adopt those 5 habits into your consistent communications habits, you will be a stronger leader. You will have more friends, and you will have the ability to influence more people. Thank you for watching today's Help Me Communicate. Don't forget to like our page. You can check all of these postings. They eventually get posted at Success Tool Chest's vlog blog. And you can watch our last 25 episodes. We've been doing this about, actually, I think it's 27 episodes now. And we've talked about all kinds of different things. These are all posted. It's free access at successtoolchest.com. Go to the vlog blog. If you want to take your communications abilities to the next level, take the Contact Communications online program. It's only $200, cheaper than the price of a really good concert ticket or a good fight pay-per-view system. It's $200 worth it for you to take your ability to lead to the next level? For you, is it $200 worth it for you to take your ability to win friends and influence people to the next level worth it? Of course it is. Become a great communicator. Take a good contact communications program and you will achieve your goals quicker and more effectively than you would if you didn't enhance your communication skills. And we can all be better communicators. We can always get better at communicating in one way or another. Check out successtoolchest.com. You can get that free human interaction process video for free by just signing into successtoolchest.com. You can also get the PDF form, the readable form of what that human interaction process is and how you can use that as an effective awareness tool to take your communications to that next level. Go out and make it an awesome day. I hope you enjoyed today's Help Me Communicate. Be consistent in healthy communications habits, and you will have a better ability than your competitors to win friends and influence people and lead your team to the highest bar in your industry. Go out and make it an awesome day. Bye for now. We'll see you next week.